Hey CJ,
Recording in
what did it mean to
progress.
you when you found out that you had been voted team MVP?
It was an awesome feeling. I was very honored. Obviously very blessed to be voted MVP by my peers, by my brothers. It's always a humbling and vulnerable experience when you get to, talk in front of a group of men, especially men that look up to you and believe in you. So it definitely means a lot for me to get the MVP.
CJ, what do you think you proved this year, and did you prove anything to yourself coming back after basically 2 years off and to have the type of season you had?
I would say that that I can still play this game at a high level. Despite the injury, despite the opting out last year, my game is the same, if not better, in my opinion. So still, obviously, a lot to work on. Just play in and play out. Still getting smarter, still getting better. Looking at new reads, figuring out offenses. That's just a work in progress every single day. To try to elevate your game. So, for me, it's just been a fun learning experience. Learning a new defense. Getting to know my new teammates and getting to play with my teammates that I had in the past. Because I haven't been around that the locker room experience, the locker room like mentality. That family type environment with your coaches. So that's what I've been. That's what I feel close to me the most this year.
CJ, you've been a part of some really good football teams in your past, teams that were contenders, teams that made Super Bowl runs, things of that nature. This offseason, do you plan on being more vocal with Robert or with Joe about what you think might help this team reach that next level based off of your past experiences of what locker rooms look like and players look like?
If necessary, I will. That's I'm not going in, I'm not going into the offseason with that mentality, but I've definitely had conversations with Coach Sala. I've definitely had conversations, with Coach Rudy, Coach Oberg, about different things that we look at. Even on the sideline of games that we're talking about, I'm asking what do you think they're going to do this possession? What do you think their mentality is? What should we call? So that chemistry has already started to build this year. So definitely going into the offseason, if they want to call me in to talk X and O's, I'm definitely down. And that's just like me saying, that's part of me getting better at my game and understanding the mindset of of our leaders that's on the sideline and trying to get us in the right position.
CJ, in camp when we talked to you, you talked about how you wanted to prove to yourself you could still play this game at a high level. Obviously, what you've done has been at a high level. Was there any point during that time where you said, okay, I'm back. This is me. This is the player I knew I could be. Was that, in camp, preseason, regular season? Did you have that moment where you felt like, yes, here I am. This is me,
I wouldn't say it was a certain moment during the season, but as we progressed and got closer to the season, going through OTAs, kind of getting my feedback under me, getting the training in, learning the system. You get the training camp, you kind of really okay, we're starting to pick it up. Kind of you get your pads on, so it's like every single step, it's like all right, you're getting closer and closer to the actual game day. So once game day hit, it was just like just like riding a bike. So it was just fun to be back in action. Fun to be part of the atmosphere, fun to be part of the locker room. So it's definitely been just a fun year as far as football goes.
CJ, to kind of take the other side of the question, Connor asked you about the offseason. You were a guy who came from a winning team and as a free agent left and came to the Jets. They're going to be recruiting a lot of free agents this offseason. What would you tell guys who, might be worried about going to a team that hasn't done a lot of winning recently?
Well, you should be the reason why they should win. That was why I came. That's why I came to the New York Jets. I wanted to come here and turn a losing organization around. And be a part of that and be part of the process to take those steps. So if you're scared to come here because you think you might lose, then don't come. If you want to come here to change the culture, to change the atmosphere, to prove that you can be one of the best players to help this organization, help this team win and get back to a Super Bowl, then by all means necessary, bring everybody with you, bring that same mindset, because that's all we need. Like if you come with negativity and doubt, then there's no point in even coming. So, if you want to be a part of something special and believe in something special, then, the doors are open for you.
You, CJ, you're one of the more respected players around the NFL. Obviously, you're a guy who's accomplished a lot. Your voice carries weight when you talk to people. So this offseason, when the Jets are recruiting free agents, when they are making calls to players and they are trying to get guys in here to help infuse the roster with talent, will you step in yourself and talk to guys to try to sell them on New York and what this team is like, what you guys are working to build to try to help get free agents here?
I think just being a leader and kind of being put in that situation, I would have to say something. I say that's something I want to do. I'm not big on talking to people and trying to recruit people and all that stuff. But that's part of it. You think about college when you got the young guys coming in, you got to show them around and all those type of things. So it's kind of the same nature, but definitely a lot more leeway when it comes to as far as recruiting guys making their decisions. But everything that we do here is from the heart. And it's the truth. So, I mean, whether it's, recruiting guys or, just the way you play or the way you carry yourself, making people come and want to, be a part of what you're doing. I think as long as you're doing it, with your heart and with the right mind and with the right people, it shouldn't be a hard thing to do.
Hey, CJ, defensively, you guys went through that awful stretch where you guys 175 points in 4 games around midseason. That's a pretty massive hole to be in. What enabled you guys to overcome that? And I'm worrying from a mentality standpoint, not succumbing to all that negativity.
No, a saying I always say, when things start getting a little wild or you start to get out of whack in the game or in practice. We just say, you just go to mama. So we just went back home, went back to our basics, went back to our fundamentals. We really got in tune with what our calls meant and why we called them and how to fit. In certain situations, when we call these certain plays, why do we do it and how do we fit these things? So I think once we really kind of got back into ourselves and into the fundamentals of our defense and, of our team, things really started to show and things really started to click. Because we didn't change, how we practice. We didn't change the mentality. So we really just started, really buckling down on our execution. We really started to believe in each other and, do our work on and off the field. So I think once we really got that done and we started to see those results, things started to look a little better. So, I mean, obviously it didn't really play out the way we wanted to, but from that moment until now, we definitely a different team from then.
CJ, Roberts talked for the last month or so about December football and trying to, feel that vibe, hopefully as a winning team trying to play for the playoffs, which you don't have right now. But you had a little extra juice to last Sunday's game. You playing the Bucks and Brady and defending champions. And now there's a little juice to Sunday's game here in Buffalo against a team that waxed you guys pretty heavily and is trying to win the AFC East, your division. How much can that help you guys, even though it's, we're way down the stretch here, but for this young team, how much can it help you guys to have a little added juice to this game, even though it's not for a playoff spot?
I think it helps out a lot. One, they are playing for, a bye, playing for the home field advantage, all that stuff. So when we go up there, if anybody hasn't been in any kind of playoff environment, they're going to 100% get it there. Hostile environment, cold weather, January now. So definitely, playoff type football. So, they're going to come with their physicality. They're going to come with everything that they have because, they're trying to get to a certain place. And we're going to do the same thing because we're trying to prove that we belong in the place that they are right now. And to add a little to it, like you said, they did beat us pretty good at home. So, they come with a chip on their shoulder, and so are we. So it's going to be, one of those dog fights, one of those tough games, and we're definitely prepared for it.
Thanks, CJ.
Yes, sir.